voluntary movement. At the back of the brain are the two lobes of the cerebellum. This region of the brain is a coordinating centre for movement, allowing us to move multiple sets of muscles in a coordinated fashion so that we can walk and talk, pick things up and put things down. So what are our brains made of? Muscle or bone? Well, there's none of that in the brain, even though it takes over 1/5 of the calories you eat just to keep it running. Instead, your brain is made up of billions upon billions of cells, called neurons. These cells are very specialised, with long extensions through which they talk to each other and form large and complex networks. These networks are the basis of how the brain does what it does. The processes are of two basic types. Dendrites receive incoming information from other neurons. Signals pass through the cell body or soma, where, if sufficient information is received, a signal is passed to the other neurons via the axon. This is happening in billions of neurons across the brain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's happening right now while you're watching this. So how do neurons talk to each other? Neurons are usually seen to use electrical signals to communicate. However, the act of passing the signal from one neuron to another is actually a chemical process. This happens at structures called synapses. These are formed from the terminal of an axon and a swelling on the dendrite called a spine. Electrical signals from the axon pass to the dendrite via a chemical messenger called a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter is stored in the small vesicles inside the axon terminal, or the presynaptic bouton. When a signal arrives down the axon, one or more of these vesicles joins with the outer membrane of the bouton and releases its contents into a small gap between the axon and dendrite. This is the synaptic cleft. On the other side of the synaptic cleft are receptor molecules to which the transmitter binds in much the same way as a key fits into a lock. The receptor molecules act as pores through the outer membrane of the dendritic spine, allowing charged atoms or ions to cross. This entry of charged ions into the spine recreates the signal that was sent from the previous neuron, and in this way information can be passed from one neuron to the next and around the neuronal network. Although we've seen only one neuron here talking to one other neuron, in reality each neuron talks to many others and can have thousands upon thousands of spines. In this way, an extraordinarily complex system can be built that allows us to see, hear, to experience the world around us. It allows us to walk and talk, and to laugh and cry, and to be who we are. So we really are our brain.
Thank you, everybody. So just now we saw about how the brain works. See, this is may not be a part of your curriculum, but it is essential for everybody to know about our most complex system. So you are working on a system of your computer. This is 100 billion more of your space, whatever your MB or whatever it is, your RAM space, whatever it occupies. That is only a minuscule. Your system is only minuscule, whereas your mobile system of your brain is something which can do something which you cannot imagine. See, but this brain has got certain limitations to it, because the mind and the brain, they are together as such, because mind is the reflection of what the functions of our brain. Whatever the command you give and whatever the command you give to the brain, it translates into brain. The same time it is vice versa. You can repattern your thinking on your brain through your mind. That is what we will come back to it more elaborately in that. First of all, let us see we are going to talk about what leadership is, because you guys are now finished your global MBA course. Now you are in the threshold of taking a new assignment, and all you guys need not be a manager. You have to be a leader. Leader is what? Is something who does, and he doesn't command. Manager says you do the work. Manager says you do the work, whereas leaders does the work. He says he goes out and do the work, as far as managers are concerned. So as far as leaders are concerned, so all you guys had to be a leader. You have to lead. For that leadership, what you need is, now that we have seen the activity of our brain, how this emotion is going to impel your progress. See, all these things hamper your progress in one way or other, because if you don't address your emotions, once you are able to address your emotions, you will be able to wade through difficult times as far as your official course are concerned. That is what is very important we are looking at. See, Aristotle, what he said, anyone can get angry. It is not that's not easy, but to be angry to the right person at the right time, the right degree, and the right person at the right way, it's very difficult. See, I can give you one illustration as such. A father called, his son was so terrified, he was so annoyed with his father. He said, Dad, I am not able to get through this anger. Always I get tensed up. I am so angry at this. I don't know what to do. His father role play, what Dad said, okay, I will do one thing. I will give you a box of nail. You just go mark yourself in the fence. Whenever you get angry, just mark on the fence. Whenever you just go hit that nail in the fence. So this guy went and hit the nail in the fence. One day he used to hit 37 nails in the fence. So what happened? His dad said, oh my God, 37. But slowly that got reduced to 5, 4, and to a certain extent it came to nullity. And that time his son came and told Dad, now that I have conquered anger, now see how I am. So Dad said, you go remove all the nails. So he removed all the nails one after one after one after one after one. There was totally around 37 and more than that nails in that. So Dad told his son, see, whatever in anger, whatever you have done, that has created a hole. That mark cannot go. That mark will always remain. So you have to first do is to conquer the emotion of anger, because there is a separate subject as such for anger management that can also be discussed in length. But this is I want to start off with a major emotion which is really what you call which is nagging these younger generations as such, because they live in a separate perceptions, and they are not able to get to the the crux of the situation. They get furiated for nothing, and this is what is the basic of the emotions which we are talking of. See, there are 4. Why we are talking of this? The main emotions is you becoming mad, you becoming sad, glad, and scared. See, mad because something is unfair. Can see something unfair is injustice to you encountered. Am I right? I want you to participate. See, am I right? This is okay. See, when you get mad at somebody, you say it's something injustice, boss. It's not that I want. No. It should be the other way around. So you get mad of that guy, whoever it is. Then you are sad because of loss. Loss of what? Loss of money. Sir, here in Singapore also I met couple of people. They are talking to me saying that, boss, casino, can you find a solution for us? 2 people came and said, boss, you have a problem of drinking in Chennai. As far as Chennai is concerned, drinking is a big hassle out there, because every third person drink. Here, every 2% gambles. So that is a problem. So they lose money, they are sad. Then you are glad. Why you are glad? See, because all you guys are now going finish your MBA, you are going to get placed, and you want whatever you sought for, that you are going to get. So you are glad. So that makes you happy. The last but the one is fear. That is the one which is causing lot of, because you have fear. Fear causes worry. That causes anxiety. That causes stress. The fear is the major emotion which originates from your brain because you are insecure. You feel that you are insecure. That is not the case. I will come back to you to say that you need not fear for anything in life. We will come back to that. Fear because you anticipate something bad. Something is bad is going to happen. Something is not going to come in terms with you. You are not going to get all those things. Never mind. You will be placed, or it will happen. Whatever you aspire for, whatever you took this assignment or whichever it is, it will surely happen. Then worry is caused by, why worry? Worry is caused by your own imagination leads to stress and anxiety. Worry is what? It's a thought process. Always you keep on nagging. Think about that perennially. Oh, that is going to happen, this is going to happen. It's a thought process. Worrying is a thought process. Worry comes with repetitive thoughts. And whereas anxiety is a feel. Where it actually, see, normally when there is a lot of pressure coming in, when there is some loss, you have a problem here in your throat. Am I right? Yes. In your throat. Then your stomach. These are the belly, the lower abdomen. That are the two areas you always have a gush of blood. That is adrenal gush, which comes and disturbs you at such. That time you are stressed. Worrying is, anxiety is felt in chest and in throat. Even in throat, chest and abdomen are the three areas. And worrying happens to think a part of the brain. Whereas anxiety is the result of emotional brain. See, what happens is, when there is an emotional blockade or emotional upheaval, your brain is activating too much. Because all signals, all these things goes to the hypothalamus, which you saw in the picture. The hypothalamus sends it to the emotional part of the brain. That's called the frontal brain. So it goes into the amygdala. Amygdala is the one which occupies the anger portion of it. Once it is occupying the anger portion of it, there is no other information passed on to any parts of the brain. So the other frontal cortex, parietal lobe, your occipital lobe, nothing is working. So you are so stressed, and anger is a pattern. Don't practice anger. Once you practice anger, you cannot come back. See, once it is okay, but never make that as an habit. What happens? You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It creates a pattern. Once it creates a pattern, sometimes what happens? There is a misfire. If you are too angry, you go get yourself locked there. You are not able to come back. Your life is gone for good. So anger is the one which need to be addressed. Stress is then most of us is talking about stress in today's world. What is stress? The stress is the physical response to our body of all these things. There are various stress which we can talk of emotional stress, the mental stress, emotional stress, traumatic stress, all these things. But this comes into everything is only through our the physical body as such. Now that we have understood what emotions can do, we understood what basic emotions do. Now, is there the one which we have to talk about how this emotion can be intelligently? You have to make it as more intelligent. We have to be emotionally intelligent to become a super leaders. Because it is only the emotions which is bringing us down. We are not able to surge ahead because of these emotions coming and blocking our progress as such. So how to make it? Can any of you come and share whatever little bit you know? It is not that you know or something like that. I want you to just throw me some couple of ideas, whatever you can share with me. Madam, you can also do that. Whoever it is, see, it's an interactive session. I want people to enjoy this session, not that be showing, just throwing a few, messages to you. You also, so that you see, I believe on Confucius theory. Confucius, when you hear something, when you hear, you forget. When you see, you remember. But when you do, you always understand. So I want you guys, all of you, to do something so that you leave this session. Oh, I am satisfied. I have learned something out of this session. So I want any of you to be proactive. Ask me something. What is that till now you have seen? as far as emotions are concerned. From there we go to emotional intelligence, from there we go up to leadership. Sriram. Naveen.
You say emotional intelligence. So how is this any different from how we have managed life for the past 3,000 years?
See, emotional, everything has got now, see the word as he puts it right. He says all through this we have come up in life. All through this we never had 700 crore people. There are only a very small people as such. Today your population is so much, and for each and every, even you take medical sciences, for each and everything they are labeling. For right eye they have a label, for left eye you have a label, and so much of what you call expansion of medical sciences has come. And today the scenario is, and whatever we used to do without labeling, it has been labeled. See, I can also give, his question was 3,000 years. You mean to say Lord Rama did not have emotional intelligence? Today we are labeling. Lord Rama was the practitioner of emotional intelligence. You know, many of you would have known Lord Rama is. Am I right? When Lord Rama was asked to go out before his coronation, did he show any kind of emotions? He was an emotionally intelligent person. So he took his newly wedded wife and took his brother along with him and moved out. He showed his emotional intelligence. You mean to say Krishna was not emotional intelligence? He was a trainer of emotional intelligence. In the war front, when your Gita-upadesam, your thing is all full of training of emotional intelligence. When Arjuna was about to, he reluctantly said, no, I will not fight against my cousins. It was the prevail. Krishna prevailed upon him and he said, no, you are not doing anything wrong. You are doing absolutely right.
Sir, I think the first step of being emotionally intelligent is to identify your emotions.
Yes.
Identify when you sort of display certain emotions. And I think that is the key. People are probably not able to reflect upon their life enough or their emotional profile enough to understand those changes.
Yes, you are absolutely right. See, the only thing is first is to understand. See, this as far as my explanation is okay with you? Yeah, see, that's what I took few cues from the Mahabharata and Ramayana to tell. As he said, 3,000 years back people are living, but the only thing it has not been labeled. So only they are out of the box. While Rama and Krishna has been talked only after 3,000 years, because they were emotionally intelligent. They are emotionally intelligent and they were able to lead people. See, I come to that chapter later about, yes.
So, coming to this emotional intelligence point, is emotional intelligence something like not acting at the moment, rather controlling your nerves and staying calm? That is called
Yes, there are various attributes of emotional intelligence. I will come back to that. So these are the prima facie which we are talking of. Yes, please go ahead.
So giving the example of Lord Rama,
Yeah.
so you're saying that is controlling your emotions part of emotional intelligence?
Yes, see, it is not only controlling, it is something called the awareness, which I will come to it later. On the prima facie, see, he showed not only there, something called, there is one more attribute as far as emotional intelligence called empathy. That was depicted by Rama. That was depicted by Lord Rama in Ramayana. And Krishna was a trainer of emotional intelligence. He trained everybody, even the Pandavas, and mostly the Pandavas he trained, and especially Arjuna. That was your Gita-upadesam, no? That was, he was talking on the battlefield. That was given by, see, all these things were there. Buddha practiced your vipassana, and today it is mindfulness. Buddha practiced vipassana yoga, and today it is labeled as mindfulness, not here in abroad. And all these things have been labeled only there. So we do it here and the labeling is being done and then it comes back to us. See this emotional, please. Yeah, it is there. It is there. See, I say there are panic buttons are always there, but where you have to press your panic button, it should be there, but it should not be a detrimental factor to you. That is what is very important. Let us go to the next. See, emotional intelligence, ability to identify, use, understand and manage emotions in the positive way, to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others and overcome challenges to diffuse conflict. See, this will address all the issues which I am talking about. See, these are the things. This is a very important factor for all the people out here who are climbing the ladder of hierarchy. You move up. You have to be a very positive leader. You be a leader. You have to empathize. I will come back with that. See, high IQ. What is high IQ? A people with high emotional quotients will be able to wait. See, people with high emotional quotient will be able to identify not only their emotions but the emotions of others. See, again I am coming to tell you that, see, Lord Rama was able to understand his emotion and emotion of his dad, because dad has already committed to his wife. Why I choose? See, you may ask me, why you are choosing Ramayana and Mahabharata, other aspects also there? Because it is easily for me to give you an illustration on that. Because that is the one which everybody can, because we are all raised on that epics in this last couple of years. Okay, then we talk about how do you attract people through emotional intelligence. You can build up emotional intelligence and you can attract, draw them towards you. You are able to understand your emotions as well as the emotions of others. You can easily, you can preempt, see something is wrong with her or something wrong with him, and we have to be very cautious in moving, in delivering the next, what you call the speech as such. That is very important as far as attracting people. Once you leave the word, no, then it will be difficult for you to grab it as such. So that is to attracting people. Then you motivate. How do you motivate people? Through emotional intelligence. The motivation part of it is very, very important. And empathizing, empathy is also, when these all the four factors come into the being, you are an emotional intelligent guy, you have a very high EQ. So only leaders like Bill Gates, Jobs, why are they able to do a quantum jump? Why they are? Because they were emotional intelligence. I can also quote a couple of people in political arena also. See, not know what you call politics. I am talking about personality with respect to emotional. Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi was nothing. And she developed emotional intelligence. She was able to bring everybody into her fold. In this last 10 years, she was a queen. See, no politics. I am not talking here to come politics. I am just giving an example. How people, even for that Modi. Please.
Sir, I'm comparing this to, say, the Japanese style of life or Japanese way of conducting their business, which relies more on processes rather than individuals. It does not address emotions or personal aspirations and all. It is more of a process that is built in. So, and we know from history, we know that they've been able to do very well in their business, in their setting up corporations. So, does this idea fit in? And if yes,
See, not that. See, one thing, very good question. As far as emotional intelligence is concerned, it was coined by Daniel Goldman in 1995. And he was a psychiatrist and he has done an extensive study on this. And he did. But he also confirms that Japan and Brazil are the two areas where this emotional intelligence, because it varies. See, people as far as Japanese are concerned, they are above. They are into a different culture and different backdrop as such. And he also says Brazil and Japan are the two countries where it will be a bit difficult for them to You infuse these kind of things because they will not accept this culture as they accept this as well, because they are raised on a different platform altogether. That clears your doubt as such. Okay. Then see, these are the four aspects your understanding of emotional intelligence. See, the important aspect now is the four attributes of emotional intelligence. One is self-awareness. You know your emotions. Now that we have studied about knowing our emotions, knowing what is our shortcomings, you know when you can understand your shortcomings, you become a self-confident person. Your self-management, how you manage, you know your impulse. Never go by impulse. Be very, very careful in doing things. If you are impulsive, it's gone for good. So control your impulse. I am not controlling your emotions, just control your impulse. Impulse plays a very important role. Then your social awareness. Social awareness which we talk of. How now that you understood your emotions, you have to gather or think about other person's emotion, preempt them and take everybody together in your fold. You become a leader. From there is the relations, your social skills, your conflict. You can diffuse conflict. How can you diffuse? As a person, as an high emotional intelligent person, you can just step in and diffuse any conflict. That capacity is available only if you practice emotional intelligence. That is because everything is only, see, jamming. There is a traffic jam. Traffic jam of what? Not vehicle. Traffic jam of emotion. He is emotional, you are emotional, she is emotional. So what happened? There is a conflict. So you step in as a person who is emotionally strong and emotionally stable and emotionally intelligent, steps in there, and he is the person who is able to diffuse. So most of the people who are there in the hierarchy or the top leaders, they are the person who will be able to address emotional intelligence and they will be able to diffuse conflict. The conflict management is the social skill which you are talking about, relationship management. You maintain a relationship and you diffuse all conflict within the management as such. The ways to improve. How can you improve see, you can ask me, sir, how can we improve emotional intelligence? Is it possible for any of us to improve? Yes, why not? Is it easy? See, non-verbal communication. Can anybody guess what is non-verbal communication? Yes. That is not only body language, there is many other things in that. Yes, then?
Tone of the voice.
Good. Your posture, how you sit, because sitting, even we go for a training session, we tell those people, the attire, the sitting posture is not okay. The thing is not okay. It's not that. See, it translates. It translates your emotions. See, you are sitting like this. You are sitting like this. That is your focus. You are focused. See, somebody who is sitting like this is focused. Somebody who scratches that, somebody yawning there is, hey, come on, yeah. Somebody who is yawning there, oh, hey, come on, we know all these things, yeah. That's what is. Yeah, I'm not trying to tell. Is the general behavior of the person wherever we go and train or take these type of lectures. See, that is how. Then non-verbal communication, your facial expression, your posture, your sitting, how do you sit, and all these things come into it. You have to enhance that. Not only you practice that, you can identify others. That shows. See, one more thing which I want to tell you is, see, don't go for any kind of judgment. See, when you don't go for any judgment, there is one. See, I am an NLP practitioner. I do neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. What they say is, you just don't talk. You just observe. There is something called mirror neurons inside you. The mirror neurons will be able to give you the cues of what is that person is thinking or what is that person is made of. Don't allow any of your thought to give a labeling or give a opinion about that. Allow your mirror neurons to do the work. Just allow it for. You can also notice when you go to a hotel or you go to a restaurant, you sip the glass. You see somebody sitting, they notice you. If the mirror neuron catches, he also do the same thing. Have anybody noticed? She is laughing. I think she noticed somebody doing that. See, it is that is what is neurology. It's a science about. There are a lot of neurons. One such thing is the mirror neurons. The mirror neuron. That is what is saying. Develop. Then listening. How many of you listen to others? See, that is what listening. You allow the other person to talk and you take the cues. Listening. Learn the art of listening to others. Don't rehearse your answer before hearing the question. You always cut. See, this is a practice. You always cut. But you don't want, because always you want to prove that you are superior in a dialogue or in a confrontation. So before you could finish off, you wanted to put your buck up and say, okay man, I am the winner. It is not like that. So you develop the art of listening. Listen carefully. So listen, see actually the listening does important. So it gives confidence in the person who is talking to you. You can understand his gut feeling. What is that is bothering him? Why he has come? As a leadership point of view I am talking about. Why he has come? What is that which is bugging him? Are you able to really give him a solace? So once you do that, and you will be able to give a proper solution to his problem. So he should be in a position to give. He should be able to give you a much he will come back to you to share whatever the issues which is in front of him as such. That is what is very important, and listening is a very vital issue as far as emotional intelligence improvement is concerned. Any queries? Anything which you want to be asked? Ma'am? Okay, stress, relieving stress through emotional intelligence. I will come to that topic, which is a bit elaborate as such. Then we call mindfulness. Anybody knows about mindfulness? Yes, mindfulness. No, mindfulness, empathy is a different name. Mindfulness is something which you voluntarily do to diffuse from stress. I will give you a simple example what mindfulness is all about, because instead of giving you a explanation to it, me giving you through an illustration will give you lot of. See, mindfulness is taking this glass. It's a glass of water. I open it. See the rim. See how the bottle is or how the glass is made of. Take it and slowly but surely sip it. See that each and every drop of water get into the gullet. Watch it moving down. If you are taking that water down, that is mindfulness. That is mindfulness. That is, if you practice mindfulness, it gives you an enormous focus and attention, because you are doing that like this. You see each and like coffee. You drink coffee or tea, or even for that matter, you are taking a puff. Each and everything, it may take time, but that is meditation. That is meditation. That is mindfulness. This was done, as I told you, this was done by Buddha, which is called Vipassana Yoga. This is a yogic practice. They say if you make coffee with perfection, then move into a state of excellence. You say, no, there is no person in this earth should make coffee like you. That is the way you make it. That is mindfulness. That once you practice that, it is going to come handful for you. And at the same time, it releases all your emotional blockades, everything will go off. Because these are only things that training your way to become more effective, emotional, intelligent persons. Any queries, please? No, as long.
Apart from the fact that it makes you lose a lot of people.
No, but that's what even Aristotle told at the beginning of the session. I told you, no, everybody can get anger, but where, to whom, what degree of it is very important. Once you are practicing anger, see anger. Where you will practice anger? You tell me. You will only with the people who are lower. You cannot practice anger to your boss. Will you do that? Have you tried doing it in pink slip the next day? So you get angry with your mother if you are married with your wife, or if you have a girlfriend with your girlfriend. No, yaar, I don't want to see your face. That is how it is. See where anger comes. Only people who are in the down strata. No, who is getting? That is, you are building up your. See another factor called egoism. You build up. That is bad. See why you get angry. You angry is to only to what you call. You actually make the other person. You want to intimate him. You intimate the other person. I said, come on here. This is not my way of doing it. Please do the other way. Even there, if you are a leader, do it subtly. If you see, everybody has emotions of anger. But how to overcome that anger and to do it in a way is always. That is how you say. Anger, anybody comes. Even he gets angry. But he is subtle way of expressing his anger. So there is a subtle way of expressing. Am I clear? So we saw that body language, as far as increasing EQ is through body language, facial expression, posture, eye contact, attire. Attire is your work. I mean your. Then increasing EQ through listening. That also we saw. Practicing deep and focused listening when communicated with the other employee. Instead of rehearsing your response while the other person is speaking, focus your mind and attention, asking question, clarifying the understanding what they are, summarize the feedback, ask question to identify the emotions and feelings. Yes, this is the important aspect of today's evening which I am coming to. Stress. How many of you know about stress? What is stress? What you think that it is stress? You are overwhelmed, you are saturated, you are not able to do. See, you are doing a job which is not comforting you. Yes. But at the same time you study for 14 hours. You are fine. Am I right?
She's fine.
How many of you spend so much of time and they say, okay, come on, enough is enough, I am not in. Okay, see, anything for that matter which originates stresses, we have to identify from where the stress comes from. It may be a person, or it may be a place, or it may be a work, whichever it is. But we have to identify. That is very important. How do you identify? You have to, do that serious. You are having a terrible headache day in and day out. You don't know where it originates from. But you have to make a journal out of it and study where it originates from. If something is going to be originated from your evening, somebody is yelling at you in the evening, or some music is bothering you, you identify what the stressor is about. That is identifying the stressor. First thing is identifying the stressor. What causes? There are 4 ways of diffusing stress. One is avoiding the stressor. See, the famous, on all my lectures, all my TV programs, I quote this. Avoiding the stressor as far as Chennai or India is concerned. Traffic jam. Yeah, you have any doubt? Traffic jam. Traffic jam is the one which is causing a severe problem for people in Chennai or any other place. So what they do? So most of the people who are in two-wheeler or they choose the transport or they avoid that. If traffic jam is a stressor, avoid the stressor. So just move out of that place, take a circular route, start half an hour late, get out of that road and reach your destination. That is avoiding the stressor. How do you alter the stressor? Okay, a friend of mine, what happened? He used to come to office daily 10 minutes late, but he used to ponder, he says, my head is aching, boss. I cannot sit for even few minutes. He says, what happened here? No, here, please give me a dart. That time dart tablet was there. So he used to gulp dart and happily then in a few minutes he'll be okay. I said, why you are daily doing that? He said, a problem. He said, I am not able to stand my bus. I said, what happened? Which bus are you coming? He told me one blah 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 bus. That bus, what happened? Everybody is hanging on the footboard. Not only hanging on the footboard and the rails of the bus, everybody is hanging. So he is not able to see. Once he sees, he always fears that somebody is going to fall down. That emotion of it is the fear emotion is here. He is striking him on an headache. So I said, okay boss, fine. Why can't you do one thing? Change your mode of transport. Instead of bus, take an auto and come for 2 days or 3 days. Let us try it as an expense. Yes?
How is this different from avoiding the stress? I am avoiding the bus.
No, avoiding the bus, avoiding the stressor is totally different. Because, see, altering is the mode. You are trying to only alter the mode of transport. He is traveling by bus, he is finding his bus is a stressor. Traveling of the bus, whereas that road is you cannot alter the road. You can only avoid the road. Whereas here you can alter the mode of transport. So that is what he said. He said he altered the mode of transport and that headache for him went off perennially out. The third is adapting to the stressor. How do you adapt? Even you all people have adapted to the stressor of travel. Please. No, adapting is an accepting is fair. Adapting is something, see again I am telling you, most of you are, yes.
Smell of tan. Smell of a sewage plant next to your home. It's adapting.
Adapting. And I say, see many of you are in India, many of you come from India, power shortage. They give you 2 hours power off. So you are adapting to the stressor of power cut. That is then accepting the stressor. Boss, accepting the stressor. How do you accept the stressor? Your boss. See, if your boss is tyrant, he is not emotionally intelligent, he doesn't have empathy. Your boss. He doesn't have empathy, he doesn't have emotional intelligence. So he is going to keep on nagging you. What are you going to do? I said, come on here, I will accept. So accepting the stressor. So it's clear for all of you? Sriram.
Simple situation. I mean, me and Navin stay in the same room.
Okay. So you mean to say he's a stressor to you?
Our AC is always put on 16 degrees. I don't have a problem with the AC, but I have always the objection to switch on the fan. And Naveen always debates with the fan has to be switched on. One day I thought maybe I'll take off the capacitor of the fan, switch on the fan will not work. And one day we had a verbal fight also. So I had 2 solutions, either take out the capacitor or take a stick and beating up. But change the location. So in that case, somehow we thought, okay, let's go on, and we adapted to the situation.
Yes. This is a very good see, anybody accepting Naveen is adapting and accepting stressor only.
Some days I wake up in the morning and feel like I look at him and still feel like I'm kicking him. I can't.
So as far as
That sentiment will be voiced by everyone.
so everybody is now clear as far as stress management is concerned, how we are going to beat it on a day-to-day basis as such. See, we talked about mindfulness also. I gave you an example of what mindfulness is all about. Then now we are coming to leaders. Leaders, who wants to be a leader here? Yes, yes, come on, yes. Why? Yes, you are all, come on here, you are not normal MBAs, you are all global MBAs. Even normal MBAs will put their hand up, they want to become a leader. You have to put both your hands up, we are all global. So, all global MBAs, you should be proud of being a global MBA. You should be proud of being a global, you should lead.
First start becoming follower, no?
No, you have followed all these things, 24 years you have followed here. Now that you have to take, you should show, you do and ask people to follow you. Okay? We are not Babu, what you call, Swamiji here to ask followers. We have to lead from the front, show. For that I am going to tell you what leadership is all about. It is going to be a very useful session. We are going to blend both as far as emotional intelligence and leadership so that you all get yourself tuned up to become a smart leaders at a later date. Okay, leaders are ordinary people who accept or are placed under extraordinary circumstances that bring forth their latent potential, producing a character that inspires confidence and trust of others. See, what is wrong in this? Why is so many people don't want to become leaders? I want them to infuse trust on others. That is not a tough job for you guys. Because, see, you have traveled. What makes a person? You have traveled a lot. You have seen different scenario. Today also Sydney there is a problem. And you are in Sydney. And you are really, I thought all you guys were in a diffuse mode in Sydney. So you enjoyed. As far as Sydney leg was concerned. And you have now come back to Singapore as a bit more anxious about your placement and things like that. And Dubai was much focused as such. Anyway, that was there. What? Sriram, what Bill Gates had to say now? As we look ahead in the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. You are all capable of empowering others here. What makes you feel diffident about it? You have to be bold enough to say, come on, we can do it. We will do it. That is how it is. See, traits of leadership, very important. How do you identify a leader? What leadership? He should be a visionary, a person with a vision. Vision, if you are in a company, it's like global, you are finishing your company, you are joining a company, the company has got a vision. You have to align yourself with that vision of the company. And go ahead in doing that. Then you have a passion. You always have passion. Your vision will always have a passion. Without passion, you cannot have a vision. So have a passion. Your passionate drive towards your vision. You will be. Then your decision making capacity. I will come back, that's a bit elaborate. I will elaborate you on decision making. Then team building. You have your own team and your teamwork and everything counts. All these things is management part of it which you might have done. I have just come here to blend both how emotional intelligence and leadership will give you and the team building and then the character. The last is the character. Once that character is good, everything good. Everything will fall in place. You have to build up a character. There should not be any deviation in the values which you had addressed before. The values which you had already stated before should not be any deviation in that. The values should hold good. That is what. We are talking about now decision making. See, many people falter here only. Because decision making is a very important aspect. You have to do everything in a jiffy. You cannot go back and forth to your hierarchy. That is not leaders. Leaders have to be quick but not hasty. Am I right? Any doubts on that? You have to be quick but no hasty decisions. Be committed but no rigid. Be analytical. You analyze. You don't analyze. Don't analyze. Going back and forth. This. Don't micromanage. All these things. You know why micromanaging is it? Always looking for WhatsApp. Where is he gone? Why is he? Why is he gone? Why is he gone out? He has not taken the permission. That is not today's scenario at all. Don't micromanage. Don't analyze. Too much of analysis leads to only paralysis. Yes, true. Because you always have 101 doubts coming into your head. You will be misquoted or you will be misguided also by your own emotions as such. Don't ever have preconceived notions. I told you about mirror neurons. Just observe. Things happen. But at the same time you can use your empathy to get your work done as a leader. And be thoughtful. Don't be obsessive. That is also very important. You can think of decision making of your own. And if you keep on, don't pedal on that. Just keep on pedaling on that will not take you anywhere. It can only paralyze you. So these are the main factors as far as leadership and decision making is concerned. The decision making is very important part of it. Once you are a strong leader, if you are able to make a fast decision, you will be looked upon one of the top leaders in any of your company which is hiring you. These are the qualities which you have to imbibe, learn, and these things always have in mind that you will be able to do or achieve. That can only take you and give you a lot of comfort at a later date, whichever company is doing. Team building. You have to be very, very strict in building up your team. Have a nice set of people. And whoever it is, you can infuse or you can, make them comfortable with you by this emotional intelligence which you have already practiced. Through that you can build your own team. And that team is going to deliver. The deliverance is going to talk about your future. And now we are coming to the absolute leadership. The absolute leadership or the total leadership with what Stu Friedman has talked about this total leadership. Call it as absolute leadership. Be real. A leader is always be real. What is real? Act with authenticity. Be whole. Act with integrity. Be innovative. Act with creativity. These are the domains in which the total leadership is built. And see, what you do is to integrate all this into your 4 domains. See, the 4-way win. There is no single way win at all. See, there is no charm in being a winner at the office or work spot and you lose your family. You are not able to devote time, or not able to give a holiday for them, or not able to satisfy their needs. Then what victory is that? Then what success is that? It is not a win at all. The win should integrate all the 4. The work front, the home front, the community front, the community in which we are raised, and we are talking about self. Self again is very important for not only for your renewals, and I was talking to Sriram also a couple of minutes back, that everybody has to practice a renewal, day-to-day renewal. I don't know how many of you do that. Everybody just cleanse their body outside, take a bath or perfume it and go. But there is an inner engineering which is working. There is an inner engineering which is working. We are not able to address that. If you are able to address that more and more, you will be able to bring in happiness into you as a permanent insulation. You can insulate yourself with happiness permanently. All I want you to do is to practice this meditation for few minutes daily. Once you cleanse your body, once you cleanse your mind, you are able to cleanse your mind, you will be able to look at things with more. See, you will be able to get the cues before you need not even put your mind into it. You will be getting the cues from whatever the situation is, whatever the solution is sought for. The cues will come from there. That is work front, home front, community front, and for us self front. Any doubts, boss? Anybody? This is the leadership which I was talking about, and the emotional intelligence. Please.
You say integrate 4 domains. So self, community, work, home. What if what I give to the home front is not enough for the home front? But it
No,
has
no.
to be.
It is not giving. It is about a dialogue with the key stakeholders of the each domain. The home front has got key stakeholder. Who is a key stakeholder as far as your home is concerned? Your mother, if you are not married, or your dad, or your brother, are the key stakeholders. If you are married, your wife and your kid are the key stakeholders. You have to have a dialogue with them, one-to-one dialogue with those key stakeholders, and ask them what is that they are looking from you. And they may say, boss, Friday evening you do what? Friday evening to Monday morning you do what to us all the time. You can still persist on them. It is not that I am not in that kind of a job. I should be able to move myself and okay, then in Saturday afternoon make yourself available. There should be compromise somewhere. There should not be any overlap of these circles. Your work circle should not be big, and your family circle should not be a small one, and a community circle should not be a small one, and your self circle should be a little bit. So you are devoting more time to your work. 70% of your time goes to work, and only 30% is distributed. That is not that is only one way win. You may earn a couple of the dollars more, and you build a big flat and own a Mercedes or whatever car, but that is not going to make you a 4-way win. Your 4-way win is to distribute all your success to the other domains and make yourself more comfortable and be successful in life. That is what is the 4-way win, which I was trying to integrate the circle of this, so that there is not much of overlapping. There is a overlapping. 30% can be in the work and 20% to the family front, around 30% to the community and 20% to the self. But never leave self. All you guys, I know most of the people where I meet, they are not bothered about self. Self is the one which is very important. And without self, nothing is right. With self, you have to address it in such a way that you are able to achieve anything in life. I can come to taking of an NLP also. I can take you down into your memory lane, down into your alpha state, theta state, and I can give you what you call the command, in which your mind can listen. You can become whatever you want, provided you have your resourcefulness, and you have all capacity to do that. And I was also talking to some in a TV show. They asked me that how is it possible for a person who a novice like our ex-chief minister who is no more, M.G. Ramachandran, who was 38 years. He was a very normal actor, and from he rose to a state of stardom in how it was possible. Rajinikanth, he was only a whistle blower, not the other one. As far as conductors, he was a conductor. So they seeded about the self, that what they have to become. And how they see anybody can do it. See, in those days, all our what you call the saints and the people, they used to sit down and they used to do penance, and they were able to achieve whatever they want in life. It is neither that tough nor that easy. If you want, you can address it, but don't address anything on your normal level of your beta state. See, once you do that, when you are conscious in doing that, it may happen or it may not happen, or it may take time. Whereas you address yourself, you go deep into your meditation and address it, 100% it will happen. 100%, I can guarantee you it will happen. But provided you have that kind of that is what is resourcefulness should be very important.
What
See, alpha state, see, when your mind is in the, what you call, now we are in the conscious state. We are working in 14 megahertz. Our brain is working in 14 megahertz. When we are in the alpha state, that is slightly going down into a state of what you call subconscious state. It is working on 7 megahertz, 7 degrees megahertz. You go down deep into theta, it is 4. Delta is your deep slumber, a deep sleep where the brain works between 0 and 4. See, there is one thing also, between 0 and 4, the highest degree of intelligence takes place there only. Highest degree of intelligence takes place in the delta state of mind, when you are deep sleep. Many of you might have noticed, there would have been a nagging problem for you all guys. And so you put it in your mind and sleep. Next day morning that problem will get solved, without you knowing. Have you, any of you, have you experienced that kind of a thing? Yeah, she nods her heads in a very big way, right? So always you put your, whatever the problem which is coming to you, you just direct your mind and tell that this has to be solved. You sleep down, go to sleep. Next morning you wake up, you find a solution. See, I can quote you many. Madame Curie did that. Any of you know about Madame Curie? Yes, polonium theory, she was not able to find the inference. So what she did, she said, I am not doing it. She addressed her unconscious, your delta state of mind, or whatever mind it is, and slept off. Next day morning when she woke up, she found the inference in her own handwriting. How it was possible? So how it was possible? This was only a mind game. Anybody today, mind power is such enormous, nobody taps it. Nobody taps mind power today. Mind power can do anything. Mind power. Today people are talking about more of mind power and how you can control your mind, how you can direct your mind, how you can bring around people into mind, how you can see. I have tried curing what you call most treacherous cancer. See, a friend of mine, I met him after ages. He was having 4th degree cancer. His reading was 4 point and odd. I said, don't worry, nobody has written a death will for you, just hold on. We will try to do it. I did 3 sittings was there, and he was, today it is only 0.04. See, not that I don't want to claim that I have done, the confidence, and I allowed his mind to feel free about it. The anxious, he was more anxious about his family, his ailment. He said, I am going to die. I said, who is that to tell you? Is not, the doctor can also not tell that. So that is how it is. See, anything, a problem, there is no, today, all solution is within you. How it is your perspective, how do you look at it? And you look at it in a very positive way. I can only finish up this. I have a meditation session for you guys, and I want to finish off this guy with a very positive note, saying that I always believe on Birbal theory. You know about Birbal theory? You know, Birbal is Akbar's cohort. He always used to accompany Akbar wherever he goes. So what happened once, Akbar was to go for a jungle. He used to go there. He cut his hand. So what happened, Birbal started laughing. I said, come on yaar. I said, what has happened? I cut my hand. Why the hell are you laughing at me? You know who I am? I am the emperor of this. I said, whatever it is, as far as it's nothing, everything is good has happened. So what had happened? Oh, this guy got furiated. Akbar, he said, such a person I am. You have insulted me. I will put you, so you have said, you will be hanged to death the next day, next early morning. So he went alone to pick up in the forest to hunt. Where happened was that that night Akbar was caught by tribals. So that night what they do, that was on a new moon day, they give human sacrifice. So they stripped open everything for Akbar, but somebody noticed the cut on his. I said, what happened? He said, I cut my. We don't give, as a human sacrifice to God, we don't give anything who is hurt. So please go out, you are let free, you can travel. So this beggar came on that horse, he came to the palace and he asked where Birbal was. Birbal was there about to be guillotined. He stopped and he said, he took Birbal out. He said, see what has happened, my hand was there, they excused me for that. Then again Birbal started laughing. I said, everything is for good, yeah, it's happened. I said, what, the whole night you have spent in the jail in hour to be executed, you still say that you want to say it's good. No, yeah, see, I would have definitely come with you hunting today. See, he would have seen you, he would have excused you, and then next he would have seen me. So he would have seen me. So once when I am blemishless, they would have killed me. So everything is happening for good. So what the take home from this is, everything is happening for good. That this note I want to say thank you to all you guys. But one more thing, I want to give a meditation session for all you guys. Whoever is this, see, meditation is something which you all to know. Just give me 15 minutes so that you also learn what it is. It's a tool for you. Whenever you are stressed, whenever you are stressed, whenever you are stressed, you can easily use this tool to diffuse your tension, diffuse your stress, and make yourself more comfortable. And see, even in office you can do mindfulness. There's no issue. It is there. Office, if you are stressed, if your boss is asking you more to chew, you can simply sit down, do mindfulness. But again, you cannot be taking more than what you can. So there is a way to evade at the same time. So I'm sure that all you guys have benefited out of this, and I want somebody to ask any type of questions if there is arising out of it. Anyone from that side, nobody has asked from the last bench. Any doubts regarding this? Ma'am, any doubts? So, we have talked about emotional intelligence, stress management and leadership blended. So just give me 10-15 minutes time for you to run through the meditation, and I will see, once the meditation is over, all you have to just close your eyes and do a deep breathing initially, then go into this meditation state, and whatever you want, whatever is your pressing problem, just seed it. Seed the solution for your problem, you will be able to get the answer for it. This is the one which as far as my lecture or my workshop or wherever I do it, this is the greatest thing which I make sure that I finish off with this, because this gives an enormous comfort to all the people who have attended this. Let's go and do it. Just close your eyes. Take a deep long breath.
Breathe with the so-hum sounds that follow, so as to inhale with soul and
Now,
exhale with
the next is inhale with so and exhale with hum. This is the so-hum meditation. And once you do that, and whatever the toxic which is there in your mind, it is believed that it is being drained out by this meditation. This was practiced for over several thousands of years, and this meditation which help you to take proper decisions in your work. Do this on a day-to-day basis. Do so-hum. So-hum is initially inhaling and exhaling hum.
hum. Allow the sounds to silently repeat in your mind without speaking them aloud. There are a total of 40 so-hum and breath repetitions over a period of 6 minutes. This rate is ideal for relaxing the autonomic nervous system and also preparing for deep meditation. First, breathe with awareness at the diaphragm, the large horizontal muscle at the lower rib cage and upper abdomen. Then, after some time, inhale from the base of the spine up through the subtle spine called sushumna to the top of the head, and exhale from the top of the head down to the base of the spine. Breathe as if up and down through a thin, milky white stream. Finally, feel the touch of the air at the nostrils as the air comes in with so and goes out with hum. After completing the so-hum mantra meditation, you may want to meditate in deep stillness and silence in the palm-sized space between the breasts, the emotional and spiritual heart, or the space between the eyebrows, the seat of going beyond the mind. Breathe with the so-hum sounds that follow, so as to inhale with soul and exhale with hum. So 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 hum. So
Just remain in that state only. We are doing a synthesis of meditation. There are 4 or 5 meditations together. Just be in that state of, you are now moved into a state of alpha.